Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be completely and absolutely bonkers. It's about the recession warning and the fact that new home builders right now are completely screwed. So I just read an article from Political. I'll have it in my description below. I'm not really going to reference the actual article on this video, but nevertheless, you guys, what we need to talk about today is the absolute beating that the new home builders are taking right now and how much we actually, technically, we don't want that to happen. We actually want new home builders to stay in business and to continue to give us inventory. Essentially, that keeps up with growth. The problem right now, though, guys, is the Federal Reserve is late to the party with the skyrocketing interest rates. Essentially, what that's doing is rug pulling not only buyers, but also the companies. And what really should have happened is they should have taken these measures back in 2021 so that the buyers, the sellers, and the new builders, amongst other people, could have prepared for what is going on right now. But what I'm really hoping, guys, is that the new home builders learn their lessons from 2008. They learned their lessons from 2009, and they didn't overbuild that much. But the problem is right now, you guys, things changed so quickly. I believe that most new home builders right now, they actually did overbuild, and that is a massive, massive problem. New home builders are not set up to hold on to spec homes. They must sell homes rapidly. And what they're starting to see right now is not only a decline in sales, they're starting to see their existing sales fizzle out because buyers right now are actually stepping away from new home builders, partially because they can't afford it, but also they no longer qualify because a lot of these buyers qualified based on interest rates in the 3%. Now that that's about 2% higher, their DTI is higher. The lending restrictions are tight. This isn't like 2008. 2022, we have super strict lending guidelines, so the slightest fluctuation in payment can spell doomsday for these buyers. And again, that's all going to translate and put a lot more pressure on these new home builders, which is a massive problem. So now the sales data is out from the US Census Bureau. Month over month, okay, month over month, new home sales are down over 16%. And you guys, that is a massive problem because we are in months right now, spring and summer months, where real estate generally heats up. Not sales plummet 16%, but a month over month plummet of 16%. Massive. I don't think anyone saw that coming, to be honest with you, except do you guys know of anyone that's been talking about new home builders and the inventory surge and how they're in danger, right? There's some YouTubers that are talking about this. One of the people that I really like that I'm following is Reventure Consulting. I absolutely love Reventure Consulting, but he's been sounding the alarm. I've been sounding the alarm. We're now starting to see it. So 16% drop in sales month over month, but year over year, you guys, over 26% drop on new home sales. That is astronomical. Now, real quick, you guys, do me a favor, like this video for the YouTube algorithm, okay? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And remember, this is just my opinion I'm sharing with you. Now, I do work as a realtor in Houston. I am a loan officer in Texas. I am an instructor in Houston. Now, my main source of education and experience comes from lending. My main experience is in lending. You guys, I've done hundreds of transactions in lending, and I've always wanted to kind of lean towards lending versus being a realtor because I'm absolutely intrigued by paperwork and by numbers, and I kind of feel like as long as you understand how the money works, everything else is much easier, right? And that's kind of my line of work, you guys. But I really want you guys to know that I definitely appreciate you following along with me. I really hope you guys are kind of getting something from each one of my videos. And really what we're going to start seeing moving forward is the next stage, which is price drop. So remember, it's interest rates, sales. Now that sales have plummeting all over the place, 6% across the nation, and that's lagging data. The next thing we're going to start seeing is massive price drops. And here's the thing, you guys, the recession that we are probably in right this minute is probably only going to magnify all of the trends that are pushing us back into a buyer's market. And a buyer's market is when demand is lower than supply or inventory. So inventory is higher than demand. Right now, demand is higher than inventory, making it a seller's market. And it's a very toxic seller's market. But here's the thing with a recession. Remember, recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. We've already started this year out with 1 quarter of negative GDP growth, and that surprised almost everyone. So in essence, you guys, if we show negative GDP in this quarter of 2022, then we have started 2022 off in a recession. Now, here's the thing. Raise your hand if you don't think we're in a recession, okay? The reason I think that we're in recession right now and that this quarter is going to be negative GDP, well, look no further than Walmart and Target got completely annihilated. Walmart and Target, they bought way too much inventory, and now Walmart and Target, which is a pretty massive company, is in deep trouble. But not only them, there's many retail companies that are in deep trouble. Used car sales, right? What about tech? Tech companies have been completely destroyed, and now the housing market's getting completely destroyed. We don't have too many things that are looking up for us in Q2 of 2022, and that's why I believe that we're in a recession right now, and that's only going to make these new home builders suffer even more. Now, again, you guys know, I will argue that, again, we needed these increase of interest rates. We need to control runaway inflation. We need the housing market to shift. The problem is the Federal Reserve waited again into 2022. If we would have taken these measures in 2021, again, we could have prepared for this. But I don't know why we were kind of blindsided, right? As a majority, as a whole, as a group of Americans, right? Obviously, a couple people here and there kind of saw this coming, and that's why I've been sounding the alarm. But as a whole, a lot of people aren't prepared for this, and that's really scary. But the people that are on YouTube, here's the thing with people that watch YouTube. Generally, the people that are watching YouTube go to YouTube to learn. People that are going places to learn are generally have a lifestyle of self-empowerment. So that's why I really feel like the subscribers on my channel, we're actually in a really good situation. But a lot of people are freaked out. Well, there's so many people on the sidelines waiting to buy. The thing is, it feels that way because a lot of people in our community here on YouTube are actually above the national average of being well off in the economy, right? We have some really well off subscribers here that have little debt, money saved, good credit, right? And that's what we need to be winners in the upcoming transition, right? In the upcoming crash, we need these things. Now, here's something that really interesting that I read in the Political article. Essentially, inventory for new home builds 1 year ago, they had a supply of 4.7 months. April of this year, they have a supply of 9 months, you guys. So it's essentially what that is basically saying, and it's not every metro area is the same, not every new builder is the same, but essentially on average, inventory from a year ago, new builds have doubled, right? That is a massive surge of inventory, and something that they don't want. New home builders don't want double the inventory, right? They want it to be low so they can keep selling things, get a higher price for stuff, and just keep building. But that's not the reality of the situation here. We have so much building going on right now, right? Over 1.8 million new permits being built. What happens when all of those houses start being completed, right? Probably in the summer and fall of this year is what I'm thinking. Into the end of Q2 and into Q3, I believe that's when we're going to start seeing those massive dumps of inventory, especially for new home builders. So we're going to start seeing that. But again, you guys, adversely, that's going to help us because we're going to start seeing, again, those prices be gutted. We're going to start seeing outrageous buying incentives. So stay ready, right? Stay ready. Keep watching your local market and be ready to buy and become a winner. Now, here's the thing. This is what I want to end on. So in my local market, I'm already seeing, it's crazy how fast this happened because I was worried Houston was lagging. So I'm like, oh my God, it's not cooling in Houston, right? I'm a normal person too. I get freaked out, right? And then about maybe a month ago, I started seeing Houston cool down, and now I've seeing it exploded, right? Like days on market, price cuts, more inventory, incentives, things coming back to the market. I'm seeing things go crazy. Now, I have found really good deals right now, right? Comparably good deals, not like pre-pandemic good deals. And I have found new home builders dropping prices $50,000, right? So I can actually find a house right now that I can afford that I kind of like. I don't love it, but I kind of like it, and it's a reasonable deal. But the thing is, you guys, I'm not buying right now. Why would I do that? Things have only just started, right? These trends have just started. So what I'm telling you, you may be tempted, right? You may be tempted to go out and buy right now because we're starting to see it shift. But what I'm telling you is if you wait, right? If you wait to the end of this year into 2023, it is going to be a complete bloodbath. And when that happens, it creates some of the best buying opportunity for those of us who are prepared, right? Who are prepared. And I hope you guys are going to be prepared for this because we are going to see this happen so quickly, you guys. This is going to be such a whiplash of a situation that things are just going to come crashing down, right? So just stay ready, have your pre-qualification ready with the mortgage loan officer, interview realtors, but just stay in the pocket, stay ready to win, stay ready to invest, and be patient. I know you may want to be buying right now because you're starting to see things change, but all I'm saying is this, you guys, it has only just begun. And if these trends continues, this is going to be one heck of a market crash. Well, other than that, guys, I really appreciate you following along with me on this video and on my journey. And if you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck and I do hope you win.